We were all new players at some point. With any new game, there are new rules, nuances, caveats, and things that you're just not gonna know. Upland is no different, right? So it's best that we prepare ourselves before doing something goofy and losing out on our Metaverse stacks because of a stupid accident. Hey there, John Henry here, SSFTG. Welcome to the video. I hope your Metaverse travels have been prosperous. In this one, I'm going to cover my top 5 mistakes that new players make in Upland. Even more importantly, I want this video to serve as more of a heads up for new players to not make the same mistakes because, man, they can really hurt. So the first mistake on the list, and these aren't in any particular order, but the first mistake on the list, and this is something that new players and experienced players alike can make. It's super easy to do on accident, and it can lead to 90% or more losses on your investment. Yikes. I can't say it enough. Double check your sale prices. Always. Seriously. Double check them. Please, always, for your own benefit, always double check your sale prices. There is no greater pain than for getting a 0 in your listing and pricing, it way too low, only to have it sell faster than you can update the price correctly. There are bots that will swoop that sucker up in a nanosecond, so do not make that mistake. When you're going in and you're selling a property, let me look at one of mine real quick here just so I can show you. When you're going in, if you're selling a property, like this one actually isn't for sale, it helps if I actually show you one that is. Hang on one second here. Let me go down the list. There we go. This one's for sale. All right. So when you're going on and you're selling it, I'm going to take this one off price real quick, 15,613. And when we go in and you're selling a property, right, there's a couple things that you really want to make sure of that you get this right, okay? So when you go in and you sell, the first thing is making sure that you choose the right thing, okay? Because if you accidentally sell something for UPX that you thought was US dollars, as an example, selling something for 6 UPX instead of 6 US dollars, which is something that I have done personally, man, that really hurts because it sells so fast. Like I said, there are bots that'll swoop that sucker up faster than you can change it. So make sure that you choose the right thing, okay? When you go in here and you want to sell, let's just say 15,600 to make it easy. If you want to go in and sell this, you'll notice, first off, if I'm selling in UPX, there is no $sign. It will also say UPX and properties here. If I'm selling in US dollars, right, it'll say USD on the top and the amount will be down here. So if I go in, I'll put a $sign in there. I don't type that in. That's automatic. That's how you know, right? Make sure you know what you're listing things as. So let me go back and I don't remember what this was. 633, I think is what it was. We'll throw that back up and then we're good to go. So again, the first mistake that people make way too often, just double check your sale price. It's really not hard to do in terms of double checking it, but it's so easy to forget and you're not going to have a chance to fix the problem. The second mistake that new players make way too often is selling a rare and valuable collection property without knowing it, right? You got to add the supply and demand taxes on there, right? Sure, a 5,000 UPX purchase that you picked up and sold for 20,000 looks awesome, right? Feels great. You had a really good return until you realize that you sold a legendary collection piece that should have sold for 500,000 UPX. Then you feel the burn of realization, right? First of all, if you're purchasing a new property, area, launch, anything like that, the collection likely hasn't even been announced yet. That means that nobody knows what they have. HODL, right? Hold on for dear life until that collection information is dropped, and once you have the information, then you can sell accordingly. Now, there is a little bit of a gamble because if you don't land a collection property, then the value is going to decrease a little bit, but almost never are you going to sell it for less than what you bought it for. It's still usually 1.5 to double, if not triple the price. So it's still a win-win or at least a no-lose situation. But make sure you double check your collections. And if you don't know if your property is in a collection, all you have to do is check the box, right? So if you go down to a property and you click on it, when you click this little more button, you'll have the earnings. Now, when I click on the earnings, this is going to show me all of the collections that this is applicable for. Okay, so this collection is good for Newbie, Nashville, and Priest Lake. So if I accidentally sold this under value, not realizing that it was part of the Priest Lake collection, then I might have just shot myself in the foot and lost out on potential excess profit because of the supply and demand taxes. Now you'll notice there are still unminted properties around me. There are people that are smart enough to just come here and mint their own, which is why it's not really worth trying to sell in this area yet. But something to keep in mind is noting, is it in a collection? You don't want to get rid of those if you don't have to. The third mistake is one that may sound like a little bit of a shill, but this is something that is really a serious issue that you could be missing out on some massive potential with. Yes, it is clicking the referral link, and here is my referral link. I have the referral links available for you in the description below if you need one, but the reason why this is on the list in the first place is because you get first off, when you join Upland, you get a nice little UPX bonus to get you started. But if you decide to put some cash in the game, and this is where things get serious, you get a bonus of 50% on your UPX purchase. But you only get that perk if you signed up with the referral link. That basically means that if you threw $100 in UPX in to the game, you get $150, and missing out on a 50% bump like that for not clicking a link, that's basically criminal at that point. Now, a fourth mistake that a lot of people make far too often is starting out in the wrong city, right? You just started the game, you zoom in, you're ready to go, and then you realize there aren't any properties. Everything's sold. There's nothing to mint, there's nothing to buy, and everything that there is to buy is way too expensive. So easily, one of the mistakes on the list is starting in the wrong city. If you start out in a sold-out city that doesn't have any properties to mint, you're going to have a pretty bad time. You're going to be hard-pressed to find any properties that you're going to be able to buy, and you're basically kind of dead on arrival at that point. Then you've got to use some of your starting UPX to travel, and that just doesn't feel good. So before starting and choosing your starting city, make sure to check what cities still have properties available. You can do that with UPX Land or UPX Land. I did a video on that not too long ago, or the Upland Analytics page. But make sure that you check that you're zoning into the right place. And then finally, number 5, and this is one that I think everybody is going to make, unfortunately, but it's just one of those things that you don't really realize until it's too late, and that's why it needs to be on the list, and that's not knowing about or using FSA properties. This one can really ding you later on because you're missing out on some just massive, massive value. But if we look at what FSA properties are, so we're all on the same page, FSA properties stands for Fair Start Act, and that allows a new Uplander the chance to mint properties at a much cheaper price than that would normally be allowed, and that gives you a cleaner and easier start into the game. Now, if we look through some of these properties, you'll notice that all of these are just regular until we see, oh, there's one right there, FSA. So this property right here is an FSA property. Now, an FSA property, like I said, is something that you can only purchase, you can get them at nice, deep, discounted prices. But the important part to note here is that you can only buy FSA properties while you are a visitor or an Uplander, which is under 100,000 UPX net worth. If you level beyond this, you can't buy them. Okay, so when you first start out, if you're looking at putting, let's say as an example, you click the referral link. You know that you're going to get a bonus on your purchase. Buy your FSA properties first before you level up, because if you drop $100 in, you're going to be at 100,000 UPX, and you're going to be beyond the point where you can purchase FSA properties anymore. So make sure to do your order correctly. Click the link, get the properties first that you can, or, do what you need to do to get those FSA properties first, and then level yourself up, right? That way, you don't make any mistakes. Now remember, that bonus, that 50% perk by using the referral link that we were talking about earlier, that's only applicable on the first purchase. So don't accidentally use your first purchase because you want to buy a couple of extra FSA properties, right? Be smart about it, but just understand that FSA properties go away after your net worth goes above 100,000. So that's taking a look at my top 5 mistakes new Uplanders make in Upland. Have you made one of these mistakes? What was your craziest mistake? Maybe I missed a huge one. Let me know in the comments below so new players have a growing list that they can work with. I know I have made my fair share of mistakes and they don't feel good, which is why this video is coming into existence. If you need a referral link like we were talking about earlier to get things rocking and rolling for you, that's in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments too. I'd love to hear from you. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and may the Metaverse profits course through your digital wallets. Thanks. Bye.